The one with the cool stuff? Which one was that one? What was the galactic one? I'm curious about that.
Stuff. You know, we'll get into it maybe.
Void Monster Renekton?
No, it's not Void Monster.
Void Monster isn't a real skin name.
Yet.
Cho'Gath is a real Void Monster, though.
Oh, some quick bans coming out. Zinzao being banned away. It did just have the win streak ended it was on.
Sejuani. Into Peanut, I guess.
Yeah, so right now, something that stands out to me that's open is JAYCE. But they're actually going to look at the Azir first, so I think you just take the JAYCE if you're Bro in this situation, and then maybe have priority in a jungle since three are already banned, sorry. You could definitely pick up the Fury if you really wanted to. Skarner is the other kind of higher tier jungler that we see prioritized a lot. But to be honest, I think Skarner and Neferi are a little volatile. They opt for the Rumble instead, not going for the JAYCE. I wonder if they'll go... I was going to say Rumble Skarner because you can hold them on the Equalizer. They go Rumble Neferi. I think I'm HLE. I just go, right now, Skarner JAYCE. That feels very chill for them.
You think ZEUS knows how to play JAYCE, though? I don't know if we've seen enough ZEUS JAYCE, though.
Yeah. Is it credible? I think so. You know what? I'm going to give them the JAYCE pass.
It's just credible. It's not incredible.
Oh, they got the Poppy instead. So potential flex here, but also can go in the jungle. We saw Gideon, for example, have a great game of Poppy jungle. Definite favorite for Peanut.
You know, like, it feels like you should ban Yone into this team of HANWHA Life Esports, but also Poppy is so incredibly good for the team because both Peanut and Delight are absolute monsters on the pick. So they can be flexed, but you don't really care who's playing it because you just know they're going to have a good time.
And to the surprise of no one.
Hey, there was that one guy.
Important update for you. Galactic Renekton.
Galactic Renekton. Well, we know that Morgan's not playing it in this game.
Yeah, sadly. Unless it's a Rumble support.
Unless.
He's saving it? No. Ari's going to come through. No real big surprise here. Kind of a very tier list draft, if I'm going to be real.
We do that a lot here.
Yeah, first three especially. I think the last two picks are where it gets a little bit more interesting for teams. Varus, the only AD carry banned right now. So we'll see what changes. I think ultimately into the composition HLE has quite long ranged, right, with the Azir and the JAYCE. Definitely two backline carries that can kind of just position there. With a Poppy. Notoriously hard to engage onto, so
yeah,
I think pretty important for Bro. They're going to need to gap close with how these team fights play out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to see Rakan in this game, okay? Pleta already struggled enough.
Yeah.
Now Palu doesn't need to also struggle.
Palu does like playing Rakan, though.
There's no Talia in this game, but it doesn't matter. They still have Poppy.
But like maybe
don't do it.
I could see Bro going like Kai'Sa plus like an engage support. I just think it's hard. I think already with how your comp is expecting to want to play into HANWHA Life Esports, the Poppy is such a neutralizer. They ban the Alistar. Could go the Rel. And the thing is, you may be thinking, oh, Rel into Poppy. Engage supports in a Poppy. It's never fun.
Yeah.
Okay, it's never enjoyable. There's no outcome where you're happy. It's just you have to accept that's how it is.
Or you could just do what DNF did and draft no engage. That's also an option, but generally not a good one. Ezreal is banned. So from what's left, I mean,
Kai'Sa's a standout.
Kai'Sa, Xayah.
I think Kai'Sa syncs with Brion's composition. My only concern is
Xayah for Viper then.
Jin's pretty cool, and you know it means you have to follow up. If a charm lands or someone connects onto a target, you can follow up on that. I think the thing with Kai'Sa is if they pick like Jin or Ashe, might have a really bad time in lane. So I think might be the right call. And just to add to the avian aspect of the composition, but also the defensive aspect, they go the Xayah Rakan. So now you're fully locked into a scenario where you need to gap close onto HLE. If you want to get onto the backline. I do think with context of that, you know, I like the Jin that came through because you can sort of provide fire from a distance, and they end up going for the Nautilus. I mean, realistically, hey.
True. From the beginning. You know, you have to have a plan to win at least, right? You got to be like, we plan to win on this one. We're going to do our best and go from there.
You got to play to win. You can't play to not lose.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that works out for them. The plan for game number 1. Let's hop onto the Rift.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
A decent amount of Giga Chads here in the audience for Bro tonight. Cheer them on.
Some good support.
Yep. Bro do have a couple of wins.
Yep.
Matches.
But support helps a lot, you know, from the fans, particularly Bro tax, very important.
Yes. Make sure you're paying them. It is tax season.
In Korea, yeah.
Yes. Or if you're paying them late, you know. Maybe you filed, you know, to have them extended. You can do that.
Maybe you just, you know, some people just don't pay taxes. I wouldn't recommend it, but I definitely hear of people who just, they're like, nah.
There are some in Twitch chat that don't pay their bro tax.
That is true.
Yeah.
They think they're going to get away with it. They're like, no one's going to notice. No one's going to notice if I don't pay. A lot of people are paying bro tax. No one's going to notice if I don't.
Yeah, true.
They notice.
Well, they're just going to run over a ward here, and immediately at level 1, it does look like Delight and Viper are pretty happy. Well, you know, you trade a couple of summoners for a couple of summoners.
The thing is, it looks like in terms of HP, Viper and Delight are in a whiff spot, but they have Rakan who can sustain up, so...
Just hit the Quill.
Yep.
A Quill is like... Isn't a Quill like a writing instrument with a feather? I thought that's what a Quill was. Is that not what a Quill is?
Yes.
Why does Rakan have a Quill then?
Because he has feathers, I guess.
Yeah, but is he like riding with them?
Maybe.
Okay, level 2 hit, and they're gonna go in. Nice block by Delight, but still they're in range to take this losing trade. Delight even gonna flash away. And well, they plan to win the lane.
And they're doing it.
They're doing it with Nautilus.
And now, I mean, they can't even walk up. Polu.
Oh, he's in range. First blood goes to Hype. And the bro tax is already paying off.
Absolutely. And you know, I love to see this. I love to see them not really just being scared of Viper and Delight. You know, the Zyra Khan, yes, had a good level 1, but a lot of burst power from the Jhin Nautilus. And I think really level 3 is, I think, where this bot lane for Zyra Khan comes online. It's not the old Zyra Khan where level 1 you just both press W and win. DC Close are missing a charm there as handback's coming in. But the classic, I'm not going to kill you, but here's some poke gank.
Okay, so we have a very important update. A Quill is any of the main wing or tail feathers of a bird. So there you go. I was wrong. Thank you, G-Sun, or production, for that dictionary.
Oh, you can also porcupines have like quills, right?
Yeah. That was the second definition.
We're just getting corrected all the time right now.
They're just, they're on the case.
Can I get a fact check on these casters, please? Yeah, this Rude after the flash, beautiful. And then Polo gets the dredge line as well into Delight. So much damage down. And Delight he would have died if he didn't flash.
Yeah.
But then Viper, he does this little walk back. He's like, hey, can we stay? The answer was no. And then a walk back again to try and dodge the W that just secures his fate. That's the reaction we need.
Nice. Ah!
That's how the bro tax payers felt.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see your taxes go to a good place. Now, ward comes down, perfect time as Peanut is just walking by.
He flashed the wall, and he does have Hex Flash. So he has unlocked that. Now,
surely they spotted him on the wall.
I don't know if they did. I feel like he took a route that was kind of hugging his own wall.
Away pings.
Well, now they know, even if they didn't, which, okay.
I'm sure that
Peanut used his flash for that.
I'm sure the path he took, he was actually spotted on the ward, so he ends up burning his flash and then loses the camp anyway. And the thing is, that was like a very... Oh...
Imagine if he had his flash.
And he can Hex Flash over here, makes no difference.
Well, yeah, but he could have like maybe... before the wave crash, like, gotten in there.
Ambitious, but I think the main thing is that like going for a play like that is so risky, and he's kind of relying on not being seen because his bot lane is not in a good spot right now.
So that's risky, but flashing over the wall for 2 little wolves.
No, I'm talking about
not
flashing
risky.
over the wall is the risky play.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying is risky.
Okay, yeah. So we're on the same page here. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I need a fact check on on Brandon.
Well,
that's a lot of damage.
That always feels really bad.
Yeah. the final bounce when it's like killed all the minions.
Yeah.
Well, bot lane is going good. Oh, they can't cancel the... Oh. I thought Viper was going to channel with him. He's like, nah, I'm here.
Meanwhile, just going to get the flash out. ZEUS level 6 first. And that means that closer's down a flash.
Yeah, especially Azir Poppy in particular, getting shoved and then slammed into the wall. Very unfun. Would not rate it as an experience.
Apollo's here for the gank.
I've noticed also the Aries have started, we've seen more and more going towards Malignance with the changes.
Yeah.
The changes, the intention was to make like the rower build a bit weaker and compensate a little bit on the more typical builds we used to see.
Seems like it works.
Staying in the patch notes.
Yeah. Well.
Peanut playing a little bit of a dangerous game, but he has backup from his team coming through.
Yeah, and he is Poppy. No flash, though.
I feel like Bro should be pretty confident here, right? They have the Rumble up here. ZEUS just TP'd bot. Level 6 Rumble. Closer's got ult and Zeka doesn't. So they are taking these grubs and not really much HLE can do. Honestly, if you get these without much contest, maybe you just move down towards the bot side and look to threaten a Peanut off the jungle, but...
Yeah. Poppy not the fastest Drake taker that we have in the game.
We'll take the Scuttle Crab. Not sure if they're going to do the Dragon right now, though.
Yeah. Ward spots them both. Peanut is just trying to power farm. He even, like, stole the blue side jungle of HANWHA as well. Or it was the red side, actually. But he's not ahead, really.
Yeah.
He's behind. He hasn't found any ganks. Neither is HANWHA, but he's an Neferi. But it just feels like the Poppy, you know, the old days of Peanut ganking bot 4 times. Just diving over and over. We're not seeing it in this game.
Okay, so Hype's coming up here to match the enemy bot lane and also pick up this wave. Kind of interesting because it's a late swap and the grubs have already gone. So I was maybe thinking they'd want to keep their bot lane towards the bot side and play for the dragon, but instead not wanting to give Viper and Delight some free plates and a way to get back into this lane.
See how that works for them. Peanut has some help from Zeka. Meanwhile, we got a little engage here. As Zook does come down, Delight is just going to get rooted, and it's actually Hype who takes the majority of the damage.
Yeah, pretty good trade coming through. Delight able to get the Grand Entrance on both targets, so Apollo just not able to find some immediate recourse. And Viper hit level 6 meant that really don't want to stay in that fight.
Yeah, so Morgan, he selected the Rumble ahead of the JAYCE. We did see that in... we're going to get another engage here, actually, as the Ghost was popped. The Featherstorm comes down. It's not going to root Hype here, as now ult used by Apollo just to disengage.
Yeah, and just pushing not low enough for the Jinult to do that much. They are burning ZEUS down.
Yeah. HANWHA spotted, and immediately ZEUS is like, oh, okay, well, I got to be a bit careful.
Charm comes in. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Bro just looking for angles, not really finding success. They do have pressure now and can look for the Dragon. And, you know, you were talking a bit about the farm lead for ZEUS. It has just gotten a bit bigger. It was only like 12 CS. Now it's like 20. I feel like a little bit of a lead in favor of the JAYCE is completely fine. You know, you should be having a gold lead in that matchup. But, yeah, this is kind of ballooned a little bit just in the past, like, 30 seconds.
But it's also the second series in a row that we've seen Rumble picked before JAYCE with JAYCE available. So, seems like more than just one expecting this Rumble to do well, especially with the Neferi coming down. HANWHA gonna set up that kill as Morgan even is able to pick it up. So, bit of greed perhaps from ZEUS going very far down the lane, not expecting HANWHA to stick around.
Some good moves though, you know, getting that kill in the Rumble really closes the gap in terms of gold, getting an assist for HANWHA as well. We'll see the replay, and yeah, just overextended, trying to push the wave in. Doesn't even get the cannon.
Oh, he missed the cannon.
That's insult to injury.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do against Neferi? Flash and then just ult. Can't outplay it.
Just flash and die is what ZEUS did.
Honestly, it's going pretty good for Bro.
It's still very close, but it's definitely better than we expected early on here in the first 10 minutes. They got the 3 grubs, they got the Drake, they're up 2 objectives, they got 2 kills, and yes, the gold is even, but, you know, as long as they can stay on even footing, I think that's More than a lot of teams could say up against HANWHA Esports.
Yeah. You see a plate picked up there by Zeka. Grub sporting in 10 seconds, so both teams set up around there. You can see Bro kind of looking for maybe to catch someone walking in between. This trio of like the Neferi, the Ari, and the Nautilus is very threatening.
That's a big hit on the closer. And all of a sudden it looks like maybe HANWHA sticks around for one, but he's not even going to get in range to smite. So just going 3 for 3. And no real setup for Bro on this objective.
Yeah, I think the top try already secured this for HLE. You could see Hype having to handle the wave and backing away. It's a pretty free pickup there. Bro kind of just only able to watch.
Yeah. Did have the first item picked up here for Zeka. Has his Leandri, same for closer. Gonna land on that one. It is Chemtech Drake next, so actually potential for a pretty good rather.
You haven't had a Chemtech Soul today.
Soul, yeah, that's true.
Man.
You know, right after we called them out.
Yeah.
Strange.
They took that personally.
Yeah. What did they mean by that?
Yeah, what did they mean?
Impossible to know.
Well,
Just have to see if the
possible
numbers.
for you to know.
We'll have to see if the numbers continue in this.
Did we get
this pattern?
Did we get a check of how many Chemtech Souls we had so far?
No.
No. Okay. What percentage would you guess? Okay, because
Percentage?
yeah,
Out of the 6 Drake?
because I guess the standard percentage is like,
1/6.
which is like
What, 18?
6.
Yeah, no, I think it's 16.67 repeating. Something like that.
Yes.
Well, the Light in a bit of trouble now. And opening up to see if they can keep him safe. Viper having to play the bodyguard, but the last shot was so close. And even the hook is close to Viper. HANWHA got pretty low on the play.
Yeah, good ult from Delight to keep them alive and also trap Handback under the tower. It's still a big trade up for Bro in terms of summoners, but they don't lose any members right now. Light will be able to recall. Yeah, so 16%, a little over 16%, we'll say 17% is average.
I'll say 21%.
21?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a decent amount, but I don't think it's been...
Well, the thing is, the larger the sample size, the more it's going to end up averaging out, right?
Yeah.
But it hasn't been that much of a sample size already. We've had a lot. I feel like it could be higher.
Maybe like a 25.
Maybe.
That is very high.
That would be crazy. That would be suspicious.
But we don't have the numbers, so
How many
we'll never
standard
know.
deviations is that from the mean?
You know, I'd say about 2,
2.
maybe 3.
That is significant.
Yeah. It is a significant
Is
difference.
it more than 2 standard deviations or less than 2 standard deviations?
사라집니다.
Less.
Oh, maybe not significant. This is important information, Brendan.
Yes. We got to teach all the kids out there.
We have to start paying attention, otherwise something will happen where we get like 3 months in and we realize there hasn't been a single Chemtech Dragon. You know,
Yeah, you have to
how did everyone miss that?
Yeah.
How did everyone just, like every region, there's just no Chemtech Dragons? For anyone who's not aware, we had, it was last year, right?
Yeah.
Not sure which period it was pointed out, but just for the whole year up to that point, we hadn't had a single of the first 2 dragons had been Chemtech. We'd only had Chemtech Souls.
Yeah.
And it'd been every region and no one had noticed, including us.
I think people were just
Yeah.
happy that it was something else.
No, but no less early Chemtechs means more Chemtech
know.
Souls, right?
You know.
Haunting me.
There was just less to comment about because there wasn't a Chemtech Soul earlier. Unlike today where there is for the second Drake.
Oh, Palu looking?
Which means that it actually matters as the, yeah, he didn't block the hook. So Peanut pretty low now. And even getting zoned a bit by the Jin. Let's see if he can land his own ult. He is going to knock away the Rumble, but it gets secured by Hype of all people. The Jin, maybe with a crit, and now we got a root down onto Zeka. And they're just going to get out of here after all of that. HLE Esports not able to get in on it as we do have the hook. Landing on a Viper, forcing his ult. And Bro continuing to stay in this game.
Playing it pretty well. I think the important thing is they're using the long-range tools. They're not getting over-committed into the fights. The range of the Jin, stuff like the Nautilus hook, it's like, you know, Polo isn't hooking in and be like, I'm fully stuck at the fight. He's trying to make the trade shorter. And they're just getting poked down. See us here, so Polo goes in, auto ults, and then starts moving away, so the follow-up can't really come through. Peanut's already chunked. And then this play, the ult comes out from Peanut, but Morgan ults at the same time, so his job is done. The charm comes through, which forces Peanut flash, and yes, Delight is able to disengage from it, but again, this is a lot of good work from Bro. They get the dragon, and HLE have to kind of run away with a tail between their legs.
Including a Feather Storm. Just felt like HLE never really got into that fight. There was no real engage from Delight. Peanut was chunked. And so they were just kind of running away with their quills between their legs. I mean, there's 3 birds.
There is.
It's kind of crazy. HANWHA starting up this Rift Herald.
Can you do a full bird composition? I mean, you could, but it would be kind of troll.
And it'd be a top.
Twin jungle.
Yeah.
But could you do one that wasn't going to get you run down in solo queue?
I don't know if there's a good bird jungle champ. And now, Closer plans the charm. That has been a lot of what Closer has been doing in this lane. It's just conceding the lane to the Azir, but still keeping up on CS.
I think that's one thing is as much as Bro, you know, things have looked good. They got 2 dragons in the bag. Cloud Soul. It is nerf Cloud Soul, still decent value, but HLE just have leads. If you look across the board, they have farm leads everywhere. So despite the fact that Bro have those 2 kills and those 2 dragons, not feeling super assured in their success in this game.
Again, I'm just happy that they're keeping up, you know.
Yeah.
They're not too far behind. You know, how far is the 1 Infernal and 1 Chemtech Drake really going to take them? Not very far, to be honest, but...
I'd say about halfway to Soul.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's very exact.
But sometimes one half is easier than the other, you know? Sometimes you can get the first 2, but the next 2 just a little bit more stubborn.
Especially when you're down on gold.
Yeah.
But I do like how they've been setting up for fights.
Yeah.
That last time was good. They had a good setup on the Drake, and it was actually HLE Life that kind of looked lost on the fight, so... It's good looks, you know? Regardless of the numbers and where we're at, I feel like Bro are really playing a game. Calculated. Oh. And yeah, he's just gone. Morgan, not really a place for him to go, but he will flash. Yeah. Now Delight is here, but Paulo follows up, comes back. And they're not going to kill Morgan.
They had a flash, they'll take that and back away, but ultimately not able to find a successful place. Nice timing there for Morgan. Stun on the wall, and you are pretty dead.
Well, the counter down on the bottom side. Bro getting a lot of free time with this turret.
You know, ZEUS playing as if he has his team backing him up, but Peanut isn't quite there yet. I do think Neferi Ari can very easily dive a Jade. Very easily.
He's level 13. I mean, he's got flash, and also, most importantly, he's playing like that, and they don't know if they're actually there.
That's the main thing, is they don't know the timing exactly. Also, he does have Spearish Sojin, so he is pretty bulky as far as JAYCEs go.
Zeka, this is one of the ways to deny minions in League of Legends. We had a discussion about denying, and there are ways to do it without actually physically attacking the minions. It's part of why freezing is a thing as well.
Yep, those are things that happen in League of Legends.
Yeah, not very often in our region, it feels like. Not a lot of freezes. I feel like especially in this meta, it's like HLE Life Esports or any other team, they get ahead and they just push their leads, and the enemy teams aren't really finding angles to freeze or to...
Just gotta play for prio and take stuff. I also think one of the
so many objectives, you know?
Maybe when everything changes in 2509, we see more of that play, because right now...
For a second, I thought you meant the year 2509, and I'm like,
no,
pretty far away.
No, that would be a while away.
I don't know about that.
I think more so just when we don't have as frequent objectives, because now, once again, we have an objective, Dragon is up.
Yep, gotta fight for it. Now HANWHA in a bit of trouble, but he's able to go, well, he goes untargetable for a little bit, and then he dies. Bit of damage coming in, a lot of damage actually from Morgan on the right side. The follow-up comes in from Closer. They might be able to get a couple, yes they do. And now it's a 3-on-3, but ZEUS pretty tanky. Gonna open up here on the Jayce. Viper in a bit of trouble. He's getting hit by everything. And trying to predict the move to the right. The charm goes on as ZEUS, but unfortunately, everybody's running away from him, and now Viper's running away from Hype, has to flash it.
Have ult.
And he's got his ult. The Feather Storm gets him out, and they got the kill onto both of the other guys on the right side. So HLE Esports, a crazy fight, but they won it.
I just think Bro misplayed that so much. There's so many things that could have gone right for them that just didn't there. I actually think, like, so firstly, handback, you can go untargetable. Peter, like, flashes and then stands there for half a second. You could have gone untargetable and hopped over the wall, I feel, or flashed over the wall. So many things could have happened. And then here, the fight's looking good, right? Even considering you lost your jungle immediately, you're getting some resets. Hype, I think, 2 mistakes here. First, this final shot, just hit Delight with it. You try and get greedy for Viper. If you hit Delight, he's like he loses half his HP. Yeah. And then he's chasing Viper. If he just chased those two, they maybe could have turned the fight, but he still has flash and ult. Just, it's so greed for the kill on a Viper. If he just focused on cleaning up the fight.
Oh no, not again! Come back! He doesn't even go untargetable at any point in that one.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it before and he just didn't have it and Peanut knew. But yeah, that's a free dragon now for HANWHA.
I think the point I'm trying to make with that previous play is that Isaiah with like 100 HP is out the fight. Like, is it nice to get the gold from the kill? 100%. But you're still in the fight, you know? This isn't cleanup time. This is still win fight time.
Gotta help your Ari.
Exactly. And I think that really cost them. Right now, HLE 4,000 gold ahead and should be picking up this Adakan. Some errors from Bro have taken this game from a very winnable state to a point where it's starting to feel quite hard.
Yeah, that might just be the second highlight for our space as Paolo's just dying for free in mid. Yeah. And the Rift Herald's doing nothing. Remember they got that earlier?
Well,
this is what happens. We got our top 2 teams today. You give them a millimeter, they will take the game away from you. And I think Bro gave them a lot more than
I was going to say, healthy amount more than a millimeter. How did this happen?
No! No, I didn't want to see that.
I was thinking, okay, did he just walk too close to the wall? Did he not react in time?
He just walked in a straight line and pressed W.
He pressed W too soon. He's like, watch this. I'll bait out his E. And then Peanut's just kind of looking at him like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
HANWHA is a player that, you know, he's a challenger player, challenger league player. He comes up, he looks pretty good. Like, he's mechanically very strong. He's got the hands, right? But for some reason, some of the decisions that are made are just not hitting the mark. Yeah. And that one was a very strange one. Maybe he was trying to time his W perfectly.
I mean, he definitely was thinking he's going to slam me as soon as I walk near the wall.
Yeah.
And then Peanut's just like, oh, hey, the river's looking real nice today.
Yeah.
You know?
Peanut's an old guy, you know? Like, he doesn't have the same reaction time that HANWHA.
Well, it was
HANWHA was too fast
The previous play, Peanut flashed and then waited half a second. I think was trying to bait out the W.
Yeah.
And then this time, I guess did bait out the W. It's very strange interaction.
It worked.
The mind games going on.
Whatever it was, it worked.
Yeah.
And they gave them more than a millimeter. And now we got a knock up here on a HANWHA who once again is just struggling. This goes over the wall. He doesn't have flash. He's like, all right, team, you gotta follow me or else I just die. And you know what? He might get withdrawn heal, and yes, he will. But Delight had to go very deep for that one. Peanut's still mirroring the Nefiri, but he's in a bit of trouble himself now. Although he's got, okay, nice charm on a Zeka, actually. He's going to save them. Otherwise, Zeka probably just kills them both. And now, well, just going to zone them away with some shots.
Complete confidence. More confidence than I would have had.
Yeah.
It's a little bit close on the hitbox there. But yeah, very chilling. 007 from Delight, smooth as anything. So this is one of the sort of plays where, like, this is when Adakan first came out, where teams are just like, you know what?
What if I just threw down the mid lane?
Let's just ball, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it worked. They got 2 kills, right? They lost ZEUS, but it's just 200 gold. It's not really relevant.
Yeah.
And then you think, okay, well, they're going to pick up some kills here, but they still don't. They don't get Peanut, the light's low, but don't find him, and then the ult here, Viper's just body blocking it. It's just, it must feel, if I was a Bro fan, you know, if I was a diehard Bro fan, maybe I was working on the space today,
Yeah.
I would feel very disappointed in what's happened in this game. I'd feel very sad.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like we had a game on our hands, you know? There he is again. He's so sad. He's not even wearing the bro green today.
Oh, he's so upset. Hey, it's only game 1.
Taking the jacket off.
It's, you know, they're only
Give it up.
6,300 gold behind. ZEUS is only 7-1.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, big charm.
Flash on in. You got to make crazy plays to make a crazy comeback.
You know, it did.
Oh, root down? No charm follow-up, though. Unfortunately, used it before. And now Viper in a very awkward spot. He does have his flash, but uses it quite late. He's still going to get out, though. As the sidestep, the Cloud Soul helping him out.
You know, I think I spoke too soon because I said I would be really frustrated. Now I'd be really frustrated, you know. That's just icing on the cake, honestly.
Salt in the wound.
Salt in the wound. Icing on the cake for HLE fans. They're vibing.
Yeah.
Is that like an rind on the orange? You don't really eat the rind, so
I think some people do. Probably shouldn't, though.
Isn't that like, don't you grind a bit off in certain recipes?
Yeah, yeah. Feel like the zest of an orange, right?
Yes, yes. These are some zesty oranges. Yeah, so a good amount of damage to the Zeka, and then Viper here. It looks like he's dead. Follows like on the ultimate, so you can kill him. The flash over and root, and then the sidestep on the W.
Cloud Rift.
He's just clean. Had Ghost as well, you know?
Yeah.
He's doing it all.
So fast, actually.
It'd be so funny if we just ran into a minion wave and died. That would have been the peak way to end that clip.
Yeah, I mean, you remember Din Din dying to the Gromp?
I do remember
pretty peak. That was one of the best moments.
Every time someone
LCK.
dies to like a monster or a minion, sticks in my mind.
I mean, it was just like after a team fight and he got away just barely, and he's like, you know what? I'll just do the Gromp.
You can't die to a jungle.
Nice.
If you die to a jungle camp ever as a jungler, people are gonna post pictures of it, post videos of it forever.
Yeah.
You're never living that down.
It's true. Well, going in as closer, I think they didn't really expect that. And now Delight's like, oh god, I'm dead. So nice pick here for Bro. HLE are still going in. HANWHA gonna flash out of Peanuts.
How many times has Peanut forced Handback's flash? Feels like a lot at this point. I will say Closer did a good job there. He procced the Celestial opposition from Delight and then waited before putting his full combo into him, because I think that was the problem they were having before. He's kind of unloading on the Celestial opposition and it was being opposed Celestially.
True.
So this time, didn't let that come through. But I'm not sure this pick really means anything. You're not going to do Baron off it.
Yeah. He's not the gold lead you're worried about.
He's nearly back up, and it's Cloud Rift, and he has 2 Cloud Dragons.
Well, this is maybe a problem. We got the Divide coming in. Zeka is going to dash away. And once again, we're just playing the... Oh, God, he just dies to the Jace. Wow. ZEUS just going to stand up to them. They thought they were blocking for the Jin. They were just looking for the kills. ZEUS is so strong right now. That one last auto nearly takes him out, and it might anyway. There it is, the red buff. And now the Penta angle available for ZEUS. They could just do the Baron, or they could look for the Penta. As he flashes in, Closer, and HANWHA say, yeah, thanks for the 1,000 gold, buddy.
Yeah, he definitely wanted that Penta.
He definitely did. He's not going to get it. Instead, he'll look very silly.
The Light could have used his ult to help, you know? He's like, nah, bro, you're trolling.
You know, kind of. Here's Zombok. He's got a chance. And now Viper's just zoning them away. And maybe the wallets are heavy enough, or maybe they're not. Okay, they're going to trade with the jungler. That will be enough. But it didn't have to be that crazy.
It's gotten a little goofy.
It still is a HANWHA life,
It's gotten
Baron.
a little goofy. I do want to remind you of something, though, Brendan.
Yes, please do.
HLE did not first pick Jace.
It's the second time today.
They could have been denied this Jace. So this is what I was talking about, Closer. Waits, the base damage comes out after the Celestial position goes down. That was pretty nice. Handback has to flash again. And then Hype with some mistakes here, so they managed to stop the recall and get some nice follow-up. They don't manage to kill him though. The Emperor's Divide creating some space. But really, I think my biggest criticism is Hype's positioning when it comes to this fight, because he kind of moves, look at him, towards the wall. And then Poppy does that. So maybe standing away from walls is a tip we're learning here. And then, yeah, ZEUS is like, I want to pen him.
Yeah. Well, he's the highest level in the game. And he's ZEUS with 10 kills. So I guess he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can.
I think that's what he's trying to prove. He's like, you know what?
He knows.
I'm the real Giga Chad on the Rift. I'm going to buy an arm guard.
He knows Chovy got POM for that earlier series. He was already one behind. He needs another, you know?
Yeah. How many solo kills has he got in this game?
I don't know exactly.
I feel like it's 0. I don't think there have been any HANWHA Life solo kills in this game. There will be a 1 on the scoreboard, though, for their team after this one, because they're almost 10,000 gold ahead, and Bro are just losing their base to Baron. The Rebel Baron power play is getting a hefty amount of value here. 2,500. At least they're able to clear that wave, but not sure about the next one.
Yeah, and if ZEUS starts to land some poke, it is going to hit.
He's also very good at chunking turrets.
He absolutely is. IE comes through for hype. They're looking.
All right, the hook's going to miss, though. On to ZEUS. Delight does go into his ult, flashes in, and, well, it's not the cleanest, but, you know, he's creating space. He's tanking up for the team.
He definitely did do that. I mean, inhibitor going to go down. There's only one inhibitor left. There's still 45 seconds on the Baron. But I think the play's probably, just going to be reset, play for Dragon, and then push bot. I think it's a bit risky to overstay.
So you think that HANWHA Life Esports won't take the risk?
I never said that. I said I think that the play is to do this.
Okay.
I think this is certainly a play you can make. It's not a play I would make. But HLE definitely limit testing a little bit towards the end of this game.
I feel like you might as well.
Yeah, and it looks like they are doing the whole reset and play for Dragon and not go bot. That could just...
It's going to TP away.
You know, he had
Baron. He could have just recalled.
The thing is, if someone, like, for example, if the Q from HANWHA came through and hit him, it can stop. It can stop the Baron, but it can't stop the TP. So I think he just went for the safer option. I don't think he really needs his TP at the moment anyway.
No reason to take risks, right,
Yeah.
ZEUS?
Yeah. Delight.
Yeah, right? ZEUS is level 18 now.
Well, at least he can't get any higher level.
True.
You know, that's a positive for the bros.
Yeah.
Oh, but other people can get higher level. Zach is pretty close to 18 too. But to be fair, bro aren't that far behind in terms of levels, you know? It's mostly the gold. That's the issue at the moment.
They don't really have the items, you know?
Yeah, and you can use gold to buy items.
You can, yeah.
And they do increase your power a good amount.
How do you feel about the ZEUS Zhonyas?
I respect it.
I think it's actually the right purchase.
I mean,
Oh, nice charm. Zek in a bit of trouble. He's got his Zhonyas as well. It's a pretty good item. Going invulnerable. Gonna get onto that backline. Delayed, finally able to do something in the fight. A lot of damage coming out from Morgan, but unfortunately the wallets are just that heavy. ZEUS will not go down, and even knocks HANWHA into that little stump right there below. And that'll be the end of the game. 12,000 gold the lead here as they take down the Nexus for game number 1.
yeah, there were some moments where bro looked like maybe they had a chance to come from his executions, and HLE won't let you get away with that. Very punishing defeat on the back of the